have you gone through the honor code from any of the other subject?
Which code, sir?
Honor code. Have you gone through?
No, sir. Not
Okay,
yet, sir.
so okay, fine, no problem. And total, how many students are there, Prathamesh, in your class?
69.
69 students are there. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Thank you, Prathamesh. Now let's
Thank you,
begin
sir.
with the session. So first, we're going to discuss what is our syllabus or what is our curriculum. Okay, in today's session, we are going to discuss only the curriculum of the subject. So let me share the screen. Hope the screen is visible to all. So let's discuss the curriculum first. So for this subject, you have total three theory lectures from entire syllabus. So weekly three theory subject you have to appear for the theory class. Then what will be the examination scheme? So for examination scheme, entrepreneurship and e-business, you have two tests, test 1 and test 2. And from that two tests, we are taking the average of the two tests. Okay, from taking test 1 and test 2, we are taking average of the two tests. Then afterwards, end semester examination will be of 80 marks. So the final marks will be 80 plus this 20, that will be the 100 marks. That is your final marks of this subject, that is entrepreneurship and e-business. Then let's discuss about the course outcome of the subject. Okay, on successful completion of the course, learner or student will be able to do the following activities. So what will be the activity? First, understand, let's discuss about the CO number 1, course outcome number 1. And these are the levels of the course outcome. So what will be the first course outcome at end of the semester or at end of the syllabus that we are going to find out. So first is understand the concept of entrepreneurship and its close relationship with enterprise and owner management. So you have to clearly understand the relationship between entrepreneurship and the enterprise and the owner management relation that you have to understand in module number 1. The next, CO number 2, understand the nature of business development in the context of existing organization and the new business startups. Okay, so new business startup, as you know, nowadays most of the student, those who have not get the chance, or those who are not able to get the reputed company placement, he or she, they can appear for the startups also. Okay, or they can also join the startups also. So what is the startup? So startup is the very initial stage of the company, that is just beginning with the 3 or 4 years, that is just initial startup or initial uh, of the company. And from that startup company joining, the student will start the career, or student will start the career of the start the career of him or her. Okay, then third CO, comprehend important factors for starting a new venture and the business development. Okay, so this will be level 1, 2 and 3. So these are the Bloom's taxonomy level 1, 2, 3. So comprehend important factors for starting new venture. So what is a new venture? So venture is nothing but the collaboration or the tie-up with any of the company where the success is not guaranteed. Okay, or in other word, venture is a business type where the success is not guaranteed, or it is a dangerous activity. Dangerous activity in terms of finance. Okay, so the whatever investment you done, or whatever investment you perform on the organization or on the business, that is very risky. You may not get return, or you may lose your entire money. So that is called as a venture. Okay, comprehend important factors for starting a new venture and the business development. This is the CO number 3. Then CO number 4, know issues and decision involved in financing and resourcing a business startup. Okay, so what are the key issues and decision that are involved in financing and resourcing a business startup? So whatever business startup that you perform or whatever business startup that you have done, those activities are you have to identify with the help of key issues. Okay, what are the points or issues that you have to identify while establishing a new business startup? This is CO number 4. Now CO number 5, describe various e-business models. So there are varieties of e-business model, that is a startup model, then venture model, then SCRM model, then CRM model, SCM model, supply chain model, then upstream supply, downstream supply. So all these are business model, and from this business model you have to describe each one in detail. So this is your CO number 5. Then CO number 6, discuss various business strategies. So what are the different business strategies that you have to discuss? That is last CO of your curriculum. Now let's discuss about the syllabus, detailed syllabus. So here in syllabus there is prerequisite is nothing mentioned, no nothing necessary or nothing new thing is required from you. The basic thing that you can require is the common business or common knowledge of the topic, that is you require. Now let's discuss about the introduction of the subject. So what is in introduction? You require concept, meaning and definition of entrepreneurship and entrepreneur. Okay, you require concept, meaning, definition of entrepreneur and entrepreneurship to be understood. Just a moment. Okay, so this is the way of, or this is the basic concept that you need to understand. What is entrepreneur, or who is entrepreneur, and what is entrepreneurship? So entrepreneur is nothing but discussing or establishing a new idea, and that idea that he or she going to convert into business opportunity. That is the definition of entrepreneur. So just designing a new idea and implementing that new idea into business model is called as entrepreneur, and the process of doing this thing is called as entrepreneurship. Then evolution of entrepreneurship, how the evolution or how this entrepreneurship is happen, or how this entrepreneurship has done. Then role of entrepreneurship in economic development. So what are the roles, or what are the key factors that any of the entrepreneur will do in economic development, that need to understand. Then managerial versus entrepreneurial approach. So what is the manager approach and what is the entrepreneur approach, that we are going to discuss in this way. So manager is the person or entity who is handling or managing the entire business activity, whereas entrepreneur is the person or activity who is creating, defining, implementing, and executing the entire business activity. So the role of manager is very limited. Okay, role of manager is very limited, whereas the role of the entrepreneur is very large. Very large in the sense, the entrepreneur is the person who do the thing start from scratch. That is very from very beginning. Okay, so that approach we are going to discuss. Then classification and types of entrepreneurs. So what are the different classification and types of entrepreneurs that we are going to discuss? Then characteristics and qualities of successful entrepreneur. So what are the characteristics, what are the different qualities of successful entrepreneur that we are going to discuss? Then woman entrepreneur. Okay, so here very important thing, it is likely that the whenever you are talking about risky business or the business where the returns are not available or the returns are in danger, so that part is only done by the male candidate, or that part is done by the only boy candidate. But here we want to break that assumption, So for that purpose, we are making the concept as women entrepreneurs. Okay, so what are the roles of women entrepreneur that we are going to discuss? Okay, so here we are going to take one case study in this module number 1, where all the girl students are going to discuss the topic they can implement, or all the girl student can discuss the topic which can be implemented in their own domain. It can be anything. Okay, the topic or the business idea can be anything. So here in this chapter we are going to discuss one case study that will be totally based on the girl student. Okay, so girl student have to take part in this activity. Then corporate and social entrepreneurship. So what is corporate and social entrepreneurship that we are going to discuss? Now, since this is the new scheme, that is new syllabus that is implemented from this academic year, so they have added, the committee or the university people have added self-learning topics. So these self-learning topics are the topic that are followed or that are studied by student themselves. Okay, so here student have to learn the factors impacting emergence of entrepreneurship. So you have to self-studily, you have to do the self-study based on factors impacting emergencies of emergence of entrepreneurship. So these are the self topic that you have to discuss. Then this is about the module number 1. Now let's go to the module number 2, entrepreneurship and development leadership. Entrepreneurship, development and leadership. This is module number 2. So let's discuss about module number 2, entrepreneurial motivation. So what are the motivation behind doing the entrepreneurship, or what are the things that you need to do the motivation for the entrepreneurship? So what are the motivational factors for doing entrepreneurship? Why people will take the decision that they go for entrepreneurship activity? Then types of startup. So what are the types of startup that we are going to discuss? Then characteristics of entrepreneur leadership. So what are the characteristics of entrepreneur leadership that we are going to discuss? Then component of entrepreneur leadership. So what are the component that we are going to discuss for this entrepreneur leadership? Then factors influencing entrepreneur development and motivation. So what are the factors that will be affected or that will be motivated the development of the entrepreneurial activity? Then entrepreneurial opportunity and challenges. So what are the advantages or opportunities that have, and what are the challenges or risks the entrepreneur have, that we are going to discuss. Then entrepreneurship process. So what is the entrepreneurship process, or what do you mean by this entrepreneurship is going to execute? Then types of entrepreneurship and owner structure. So what is the type of entrepreneur and what is the ownership of this structure that we are going to discuss in this chapter? So there are basically three type of ownership structure, entrepreneurship structure. First is small scale, then next is medium scale, and third is large scale enterprises. So in India, we have broken down the list of the entrepreneurship into three parts. So first is small scale entrepreneurship, second is medium scale entrepreneurship, and third is large scale entrepreneurship. Then what is meaning and definition of evolution? Okay, that we are going to discuss in the when in detail. What do you mean by entrepreneurship detail? Then role of small enterprise in economic development. As you know, all large scale industries are basically dependent on supply from small scale industries. Imagine the automobile industry, one of the biggest industry like Tata. So what they require, they require small parts, they require automobile parts, very small parts. So what they do, they depend on small scale industries to supply from these small automobile part. So what is the role of small enterprise in economic development? So the role of the role of small enterprise is very important in developing of the economics. Then proprietorship policies governing SMEs. Okay, so what do you mean by proprietorship policies? So what is the proprietorship? So proprietorship is the nothing but owning or having the master of the or the ownership of the company. Say for example, one business is there. Okay, one business is there. For example, printing press. So who is the proprietor for the printing press? The person who is owner or the person who invested the amount in that printing press is the proprietor of that company or proprietor of that printing policy or printing press. So proprietorship policies governing SMEs. So what do you mean by SME? Small, medium scale, small, medium enterprises. SME stand for small, medium enterprises. Then partnership limited. So what is the partnership? They have performed in this SMEs that we are going to discuss. Then companies and cooperatives. So what are the list of companies and the cooperative companies that we are going to discuss? So cooperative companies is the companies where people come together, where person come together and they contribute equal stake and they contribute equal amount of money to start that company or to start that organization. That is called as a cooperative companies. So what are the cooperative companies? What is their formation? What is the capital structure and source of a finance? Okay. So what is the capital structure? Capital structure is the amount which is invested or the fund which is invested in that company. That is called as a capital structure. And finally, the source of a finance. So whenever any of the company which is registered as a cooperative, in that case the cooperative, the owner of the company or owner of the organization is the public. Okay, like cooperative banks. Okay, you have heard the name cooperative banks, cooperative society. Whenever you live in a society or in the building where there are multiple flats, so in that case what happen, all the flat owner are the have the equal rights to the society. That is called as a cooperative society. Same way here in finance, whenever you are talking about cooperative bank, so there are many people who invested in that bank. They deposited money as for investment purpose, and from that money the bank, cooperative bank, start their business operation. So it is called as a cooperative bank. Then what is a self-learning topic in module number 2? So study white. So here we are going to discuss the white paper called as from NCRT website. From NCRT website we are going to discuss the white paper. So let's discuss this white paper. Let me check whether it will be working or not. Okay, so this white paper is also based on case study. Let me share that as well. Let me stop the screen. So I feel this white paper is visible to all. This white paper is visible to all. So this is the case study that you have to study by your own. Okay. So from here you will come to know what will be the analysis, what will be the strength, what will be the weakness, and what will be the threats of the organization. That is SWOT analysis that they have done. Now we will go to the next topic. So this is the self-learning study that you have to learn by yourself. Now let's move to the next topic or next module. So module number third is new venture planning. Module number third is new venture planning, from where we are taking or from where we are taking the revenue or from where we are taking the money. That is, name of the module is new venture planning. So here, what are the methods to initiate the venture? Okay, what are the methods to initiate venture, from where we are executing the venture or from where we are taking the money. So before going ahead, let me explain what do you mean by venture. So venture is a thing which is dangerous in terms of financial aspect. or venture is the thing which is not sure in terms of financial aspect. Say for example, I have venture of 10 lakh. So whatever this 10 lakh I have invested in the any purpose or any business, those 10 lakh rupees are not safe, or those 10 lakh rupees are in danger if I have not executed that venture properly. Okay, so that is the risky business. Venture is nothing but the risky business. Make sure this thing. Okay, now, but why we take this venture, and why people are taking risk to start the venture? Because it may happen that whenever you have good idea in your mind, and the governments and the banks are not going to provide you money, so in that case you take the money from other sources, like some venture capitalist. So what do you mean by venture capitalist? The person who is financing only ventures is called as venture capitalist, and from that venture capitalist you can take the money and you can start the venture. Okay, this is called as a venture. Now what is the acquisition and advantage of acquiring an ongoing venture? Okay, so how to take or how to grab the acquisition of the ongoing venture, then examination of the key issue. So what are the key issues that you understand while acquiring the new venture, then developing a market plan, customer analysis for the new venture. So what will be the marketing plan of the customer that we are going to discuss, then sales analysis and competitive analysis. So when you establish a venture and when you start a business, you have to analyze sales analysis and you have to make the competition analysis as well, because it is likely that whatever idea you have performed or whatever idea you are doing, the same business or same idea may be doing by some other person. So it is likely that your investment or your money is at greater risk, because the other company is also taking the advantage from your business idea because they have the same idea as you have. Then next is business plan benefits of drivers. Business plan or benefits of driver. So what are the business plan to tackle the risk of the business or the risk of the venture, and what are the benefits of the drivers? What are the benefits of the drivers in the sense, what are the activities or action plan you perform to drive your business, to drive or to motivate your business? So what are the actions or plan that you have? Then perspective in the business plan preparation. So what are the things or what are the views that you have for your business plan or for your business preparation? Then elements of business plan. So what are the elements that you have for the business plan? And finally, the business plan failure. In which case or in which parameter your business plan will fail? Okay, because what happen if we plan the activity and if while executing or while uh, performing that activity, you come to know that your business idea is not working properly or your business plan is not working properly. In that case, your business plan is totally flop. Your entire idea go into scratch. Okay, because why I'm telling you this thing, because in that case your venture is not going to make any money or your business plan is not going to make any money. So in that case your entire business plan go in failure. So it is not likely that though your business plan is getting failure or your activity getting failure, you have to learn from that and you have to make a new business plan to establish a successful venture. Okay, now again for this we have case studies. So for self learning again we have the case studies. Now let's discuss what are the case studies that we have. Let me open the case study. This case study that you have to learn by yourself and you have to present in the class. Okay, so let me share again this case study. Let me share the screen with you for this case study. So for module number 3, we have one website called as entrepreneurindia.co. And from that Entrepreneur India, we have these number of case study 1, case study 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, so these case study you have to prepare and execute and tell in the class. Okay, so these case study you have to study by yourself and you have to give a presentation of this case study in the class in front of your student, in front of our friends. Okay, I'm stopping this screen. Now let's move to the next module, that is module number 4. So financing and managing venture. So once you establish the venture, then next part is the how to manage the venture capital or how to manage this venture, because for any business you require a fund. Okay, for any business you require a fund, and from that fund you require the business to run successfully. So what are the financial stages for different ventureship? What are the different financial stages for that ventureship? Then what is the source of finance? What is source of finance? Then what will be the venture capital? Then who will be the venture capital? As I mentioned earlier, the person who finance or the person who give money to run this venture is called as venture capitalist, and the amount which is invested or the amount which is given for running a venture is called as venture capital. Okay, then criteria for evaluating new venture proposal and capital process. So what are the selected criteria for evaluating new venture proposal? Suppose you have money 10 lakh in your bank balance and you want to invest that money for better return. You want to make some money from that 10 lakh rupees. So what you have, either you go to the bank and deposit in bank and take the interest from the bank. But as you know, nowadays the interest rate is very less, only 6%, 7% is interest. But imagine a scenario where there is a company who give you more than 20% interest as compared to bank is going to give you only 5%, 6%, whereas the other company is going to give you 25-30% of interest to you. So what will you do? You have to specify criteria for evaluating new venture proposal. So you have to you have to see the criteria for new venture proposal. Okay, and capital process. Then management of a venture. So once you identify the criteria, the next part is how to manage the venture or how to manage the fund. Because as you know, when you are getting more number of funds, so managing this more number of funds is quite tedious. You require a very skilled person to manage such kind of a fund. Then objectives and functions of management. So what are the objective and functions of management? That role you have to define here. Then scientific management, general and strategic management. So what is scientific management? So this scientific management is where the management is applying key financial terminologies, key financial decisions to execute the venture. That is called as scientific management. Then general and strategic management. So general and strategic management is the management where we are discussing the thing or where we are executing the finance with the help of normal day-to-day activities. That is called as general management. Whereas the strategic management is we are targeting certain amount of fund. For example, I have a strategy to make a 30% income from my venture. So that is my strategy, and from that strategy the venture capitalists have to apply certain rules and regulations so that you will get 30% of income from your investment. Then introduction to human resource management. So here you have to introduce what are the HRM policies to the management. Then job analysis, training, recruitment, and selection. So for this activity, what are the different people you are going to hire, or what are the different person you are going to hire that you need to establish or that you need to tell. Then next is, what do you mean by recruitment and selection of the people? So for doing such activity, you have to you have to identify the end user people or the person who is going to work for you. So here you have to identify the person who are working in finance management or the finance sector, that is CA, MBAs, okay, chartered accountant. So such kind of domain you have to select, and from that domain you have to select the person. Now for this module we have the self learning topic is, from this website you have to study. The name of the website is startupindia.gov.in. So this is the government website. From that website you have to learn the things that how this startup is established. Let me share the screen with you. Hope the screen is visible to all. So this is the website which is deployed by Government of India, and from that Government of India website you have to study what are the different strategies, what are the schemes that government is providing for the startup. Here you can find out Startup India Seed Fund Scheme. So these are the what are the funds you can take from the government that they have mentioned. So what are the network from where you can take the startup fund, then what are the schemes and policies, so from where you are getting the funds, then what are the resources, then finally what are the programs, startup programs you have. So whether you are a participant, whether you are a host, that you have to mention. So all the information is available here in the website, that is startupindia.gov.in. From here you have to learn the things and you have to present one of the case study. Okay, now let's move ahead. Let me share the screen once again. Now this was about module number 4. Now let's discuss about module number 5. So module number 5 is just overview of e-business. Okay, overview of e-business is where you are going to discuss the e-commerce platforms. Okay, e-business is just for example B2C, that is business to consumer, C2C, that is consumer to consumer, that is C2B, consumer to business. All these activities we are going to discuss in this module, that is module number 5. So what we are going to discuss in module number 5, just take a brief overview. So what is the concept of e-business? What is a business success through adoption of new technology? Then what is information management for business initiative? Then performance improvement through e-business. Then introduction to various collaborative partnership. Then e-commerce, sector of e-commerce. What is B2B, B2C activity, that is business to consumer activity. What is B2B activity, that is what is business to business activity. What is C2C activity, that means what is a consumer to consumer activity. Then what are the e-commerce success factor, what are the e-commerce success factor that we are going to discuss. Then click and brick in e-commerce. So what do you mean by click and brick? What are the basic factors in e-commerce that we are going to discuss. Then collaborative commerce. What is the collaborative commerce? Where the two type of companies or where the two type of collaboration is happening, and from that collaboration this type of commerce is happening. Then what is e-marketplace? Then what is m-commerce? M-commerce stands for mobile commerce. What is e-government? So whatever the Aadhaar card, PAN card, then afterwards your PAN file, e-return file, all these activities are performed with the help of e-government. Challenges we are going to face in the e-business model. Then self-learning topic. Here we are going to discuss social media application for e-business, social media and analytics. So here we are going to discuss what are the different social media applications that we have used with the e-commerce. So what are the different social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, okay, YouTube, Instagram. So these are all social media sites. And from this social media site, what are the activities you perform for e-commerce is called as a social media application for e-business. So this is about module number 5. And the last module, module number 6, that we are going to discuss. So in module number 6, first part we are going to discuss is customer relationship management. Customer relationship management. So here we are going to discuss the evolution of customer relationship management, where it is evolved, then what is the functional areas of customer relationship management, what is the contemporary trends, what is a SRM, what is a PRM, and what is a ERM. So, and what are the future trends in customer relationship management. So here most of the time you have to focus on customer satisfaction or customer requirement. So your business is, you have to establish in a such way that it should fulfill all the customer requirement or all the customer need. Then next is enterprise resource planning, that is ERP. So what are the core and extended ERP that we are going to discuss. Then component of ERP system, then benefits and risk of ERP system we are going to discuss. Then afterwards, supply chain management. So whatever the activity we are performing with the help of supply chain, that is procurement, okay, moving the product goods from one place to another is called as a supply chain management. So what is the meaning of supply chain management? What is definition of supply chain management? What is importance and characteristics of supply chain management, that we are going to discuss. Then elements of supply chain management. What are the elements or part of a supply chain that we are going to discuss. Then type of supply chain model, push and pull supply chain model. So there are two types of supply chain. One is push supply and another is pull supply. Then use of e-business to restructure supply chain. So with the help of e-business, how you restructure your business. Then final point from this sub point, supply chain management implementation. How you can implement this supply chain management activity for your business plan. And the last point from this module, procurement. So what do you mean by procurement, that we are going to discuss. And from this procurement, we are going to implement the supply chain also. So what is meaning and advantage of e-procurement, that we are going to discuss. Then types and drivers of e-procurement. Then components of e-procurement system, then implementation of e-procurement. So these are the types that we are going to discuss in the module number 6. So what are the strategies and initiative for technology? So this is about the module number 6, that is module number for final module. Then in self-learning module or self-learning topic, we are going to discuss SCM and SEO of eCRM. Okay, supply activity members and supply activity organization for electronic CRM, that is eCRM, that we are going to discuss. So this is about all about entire syllabus. So for entire syllabus, for entire semester, we are going to discuss all these things. Now let's discuss about the textbooks or references which are mentioned for this subject. So first is Entrepreneurship, Roberts Rich, then Michael Peter from Tata McGraw-Hill. So this is one of the reference book from where we are going to study the material. Then the second reference book is Entrepreneurship, New Venture Creation by David Hall, Prentice Hall of India Private Limited. Then third module is e-business and e-commerce management strategy by Dave Chaffee. So this book is very important from Dave Chaffee. Then for reference book number 4, e-commerce, a managerial perspective by P.T. Joseph, Prentice Hall India Publication. So this is about the textbook number 4. Then references they have mentioned, Entrepreneurship and Innovation in E-Business, An Integrative Perspective by Fang Zhou. The reference book is Idea Group Publications. Then reference number 2, Business Driven Technology, Hag, Balzan, Phillips. So this is again from Tata McGraw-Hill Publications. Then reference number 3, Digital Business and E-commerce Management by Dave Chaffee. So the same author we have mentioned by Dave Chaffee, David. Then from Pearson edition that we have to study. Then reference number 4, E-Business 2.0, Roadmap for Success by Dr. Ravi Kalkotia. And this is from Pearson edition. And the last book is Case Studies in International Entrepreneurship, Managing and Finance Venture in the Global Economy by Walter Kummerly. So this is again the from McGraw-Hill publication. Okay, so these are the reference book that we have to follow. Okay, these are the reference book that we have to follow from the syllabus. Okay, so this is about the day 1 of your entrepreneurship and e-business. So before going ahead, I just want to tell you something about this subject. This subject is totally theoretical based. Most of the part, that is almost entire syllabus, is theoretical based. So here make sure your concept should be clear. You cannot write or you cannot mug up the entire syllabus because the things are very long. Horizontally this syllabus is very big. Okay, horizontally the syllabus is very big. You cannot mug up the thing. What you can do, you have to just concentrate on the concept, and from that concept you have to write down the answers. Okay, as you know, the theoretical paper is quite lengthy, so we are not predicting anything that by December what will be the scenario, what will be the final scenario for your examination by December. It may be physical or it may be by writing the MCQs. We are not sure what will be the scenario, but we are preparing for both the ends. Okay, now we are come to an end of the session, so today we will conclude here. But before going ahead, I just want to know from CR, who is CR? Is CR is there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here, Prathamesh.
Yes. Since I am not much more aware to you, before going ahead, I just want to give you one information. I am also you as a class teacher of your class, TEIT. I am the class teacher of TEIT class. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, as you also know. So since I am class teacher, so you have any doubt, query regarding any other issues, you can communicate with me. Okay.
Yes, sir. Surely.
Okay, so Prathamesh, I want to know from your side, for other lectures, how many lectures you have done so far?
So far 5, sir.
5. And is the other faculties are taking the attendance on ERP?
No, sir. They are manually calling out numbers and marking the attendance.
Okay, they are manually calling the numbers.
Or some are directly doing entries on ERP.
Okay, so while doing ERP, they are calling your names, right?
Yes, sir. And some others are sending links, attendance links.
So, attendance link in the sense what they are doing?
Sending links so that you can put your roll number and then attendance will be recorded on Google Form.
Google Form they are sending. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So what I'll do today, actually your entries are not fetching by the ERP system. So let me check whether it is fetching or not. Let me check. Give me some moment so that I can mark your attendance.